Hey guys, what's going on? This is Jeeves coming to you from Maryland Acapella. I just got back from a really cool concert at Johns Hopkins University. It was the Cranny Awards put on by the Vocal Chords from Johns Hopkins. They are one of the many acapella groups that are at JHU, and a fantastic group at that. They did an amazing job at the ICCAs this year. I was lucky enough to be in the audience then, and even luckier now to be in the audience for their Cranny Awards spring concert. This was possibly the best show I never paid for. The coolest thing about college acapella is that most every show that you go to is free, and if it's not free, then the money is usually going towards some cool cause or whatever. But as I said, tonight was the Cranny Awards. It was actually a really cool show that the Vocal Chords put together. Of course, cranberry, I'm assuming, is the color of the suspenders that they are wearing. Wouldn't be able to understand if there was any other reason they'd be calling it the Cranberry Awards. But basically the whole show was kind of an award ceremony type thing. All the skits were awards for best movie, best TV show, best music video. So each award nominee had their own skit. There was a Glee skit, there was a Lost skit for best TV show. They even had some great award presenters like Snooki. Of course, not the real Snooki couldn't be there, but they had a great fill-in anyway. Vocal chords, vocal chords. Yes. First of all, I have to commend the Vocal Chords on their incredibly large repertoire that they had. A lot of college shows that you go to tend to be 3 songs. You're not supposed to go to sleep. There you go. Most college shows tend to be about an hour and a half long, but usually there's a lot of buffer time in between, or they have multiple groups that come. So they put on about a 2-hour show, and they only had one special guest group. There was a period of time where they did present presents and say goodbye to their seniors that are graduating. By the way, I want to give my shout out to the seniors that are graduating. Keep on singing. If you need any help with getting an acapella group together or keeping up with acapella, please let me know. So as I said, they had a guest group. They had the Faux Paz from UMD. They're a great group from Maryland, and they did an amazing job at ICCAs. I think they actually came in second behind Octopodes from JHU at the quarterfinals. But the Vocal Chords had a fantastic, an amazing set. They really filled up they must have filled up about an entire hour worth of music in one show, which is very impressive for a college group. So I really commend you on that. And it wasn't just, half-assed songs or whatever. This was full choreography, great arrangements, soloists sounded amazing, and the vocals, of course, Vocal Chords, the vocals were fantastic. So yeah, you guys did a fantastic job, and I really commend you for it. So the highlight for me for this whole show was an easy pick. During the skit for the Crannies, the Vocal Chords came up and were introducing the award for Best Movie. The nominees for the award were Harry Potter, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Black Swan, and one of the movie, I can't remember which one it was. So the winner for each of the nominations ended up being a song that they were doing. So the winner for the movie was the Pirates of the Caribbean. Now you have to wonder to yourself, what exactly are they going to do from Pirates of the Caribbean? That's when they went into the theme song from the movie. Let me tell you how cool it was to listen to an acapella group doing the theme song from Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, a lot of you out there know that I'm not a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan. I'm going to get a lot of slack from that. I'm sorry. But this was an amazing presentation of the theme song from the movie. I gave a standing ovation. I was probably one of 3 people in the crowd of hundreds that were in attendance, but it touched me. So Vocal Chords, fantastic job. I love hearing that kind of stuff. It was very reminiscent of the Swingle Singers' performance of the 1812 Overture by Tchaikovsky when I went up to Vocal Nation in New York City. So yeah, fantastic job, guys, on that arrangement, whoever that was. I really hope that you guys record that, because I will buy that CD just for that song. So really quick too, the Vocal Chords, like I said, put on a fantastic show. I think a lot of college acapella groups can learn from what they do. A lot of groups tend to take advantage of the fact that they're singing to their home crowd. So not to say that they don't try hard to put on a good show, but I don't think they try as hard as they could. Sometimes there are people like me in the crowd that just are coming to see a good show, not necessarily friends with anybody in the group or whatever. And it's us who you really want to be singing for. Yes, of course, your friends and your family, they're going to love you no matter what you do, but to keep us coming back, you're going to have to do that little bit extra. So here's what I saw from the vocal cords. First of all, as I said, the vocal cords had a huge repertoire. They were singing 12, 15 songs at least. We had some country, we had some pop, we had some 80s, we had pretty much any genre you can think of. On top of that, they also put on an amazing visual show as well. Every song was choreographed at least a little bit. I know, that's huge. 10, 15 songs, all choreographed. They put in a lot of effort. Third, they stuck with their theme. They had the Cranny Awards, and they kind of built their whole show around that. All of their little skits that were kind of filler for the whole show were very, very entertaining and were very nice to break up all the songs. They also had a great guest group, Faux Paz from UMD. And of course, if you've never been to a Vocal Chords concert, they also had Candy Time. Candy Time is about midway through the show, they just start throwing candy out into the crowd. And it's a great light-hearted moment, kind of just to break up the whole entire show. Gets people involved again, kind of loosened up, and to enjoy the rest of the concert. So Vocal Chords, I commend you on a fantastic show. I love seeing you, and I know everybody out there who hasn't seen you guys yet will love to see you next time. So I'd hate to cut things a little short on talking about the Vocal Chords concert because it was a great, great show. But I have something else that I kind of want to throw out to you guys in the a cappella world, especially those in the state of Maryland and around the area. So I got this email from Amy Malkoff a couple days ago. Amy Malkoff is the Director of Web Content at CASA. So as most of you know, I'm the Maryland State Ambassador for CASA. And for a while, that was kind of a loose term, ambassador. What exactly does that mean? And a lot of people ask me, and I'm never really sure. She sent me this email and had a couple of questions in there just to kind of help write a profile on me as an ambassador. Kind of basic questions like, when did I first start singing a cappella or become involved with it? You know, when did I first become involved with CASA? What area do I work with for the ambassadorship? What do I actually do for work? What do I do outside of work, etc.? One question was kind of different than all the others. I guess it was the first question that really made me start thinking about what I want to do here on the site. You know, things I want to do with my ambassadorship, things I want to do with CASA, things I want to do with a cappella in Maryland. The question says, what role do you play as a CASA ambassador, and or what role would you like to play? So I started thinking, you know, what is it exactly that I want to do here? What do I want to, how do I want to leave my mark? So I'd like to read to you what I wrote as a response to that question. I tend to say that as an ambassador, I'm really just an active a cappella fan. Lately, I've been trying to make contact with as many groups and people as I can to let them know that I'm around and available for whatever their needs are. I try to support groups by going to their shows whenever possible. I've also done some coaching as well. That being said, I have some plans for Maryland area a cappella, and I can't do it without the help of the groups I am here to serve. I've recently started blogging on my personal website about what's going on in Maryland, DC, Virginia, but I'm only one person, and I can't get to every show that's in the area. And here's where it gets interesting for you guys. I'd like to recruit a couple of people to help blog about what's going on, to write, take pictures, take video, etc. I'd like to have a place where Maryland, DC, and Virginia groups can go and see what concerts are coming up in the area. I'd like to have a forum where these groups can actively talk about arrangements, discuss rehearsal strategies, whatever they need. Most importantly, I want to help build the best a cappella community right here on the East Coast, right here in Maryland. So maybe that gives you a better clue as to what I'm trying to do here. I've been trying to make contacts just to let you guys know that I'm here and I'm trying to do this. But I'd like to start working on this project. What I'm looking for is a couple of people that would like to help me talk about a cappella in Maryland. Eventually, I'd like to take this domain, imjeeves.com, and turn it into something else. MarylandAcappella.com, Contemporary A Cappella Society of Maryland. I guess that would be CASM. That doesn't sound very good. CASM. Or CAM, C-A-A-M, the Contemporary A Cappella Alliance of Maryland. Kind of like that. Anyway, I can't do this on my own. I need some help from you guys. I know that we have the best a cappella community on the East Coast, and I want to show it to the world. So I'm looking for bloggers, I'm looking for people that take video, I'm looking for people to interview, people if they want to do a podcast. I'm looking for people to take pictures at shows and produce those for my website. I'd also be interested in having a campus liaison type position, somebody that would work for me but be working directly with the a cappella groups on whatever campus they are part of, whether it's Salisbury University or Towson or Johns Hopkins, Maryland, UMBC, whatever it is. So that's it. That's what I'm looking to do. So if you're interested, I'd love to hear from you guys. So just hit the contact button up top and send me a message and let me know that you're interested in helping me out. Just tell me a little about yourself, tell me what you're looking to do, and I'll get in contact with you and we'll get this party started. In the meantime, thanks everybody for coming to my website, checking out my blog, and checking out my videos. And of course, thanks to everyone for continually proving to me that the a cappella community in Maryland is the best community anywhere. So that's it. I'm Jeeves. Thanks for watching. And as always, keep the music alive. Peace.